What's going on, boys? Welcome back to the channel, and football is here. It is football season. We have Thursday Night Football opening night game between the Dallas Cowboys and the defending Super Bowl champion, the Philadelphia Eagles. Man, it's going to be a great game. I expect this game to be kind of high scoring, to be honest. If you guys are first checking out my channel, I just dropped my first DFS preview of week 1 video. It's relatively long. Most of my videos will not be that long. I just wanted to get it started here on my new channel. If you're not familiar, I am a professional Madden player as well as a professional DFS player. And I used to post my DFS fantasy videos on my Madden channel, but I think I wanted to separate them. And so I started a new fantasy sports channel here as well. So make sure, if there's something you want to see more of, if you like, make sure you like this video and are subscribed to the channel. I'll be posting videos every single week throughout the season. I also have a Patreon down link in the description below where I have a membership where you can get access to my Discord as well as my cheat sheet for every major slate: Thursday Night Football, Sunday main slate, Sunday Night Football, and Monday Night Football. So make sure you check that out in the link in the description below. I also have an ebook available. But yeah, this is what we're going to do on the channel here. I'm going to have a bunch of videos throughout the week on all the major showdowns, and then I'm going to have a values video. I'm going to have a top stacks video, a couple of the videos that you can check out here on the channel that we'll have throughout each week. So keep it locked, like I said, on the channel. Hit that bell. You notify anytime I do go live or drop some content here. All right. Let's jump into it. We're going to start with the Dallas Cowboys side here, and I'm going to base it off DraftKings. I will mention a couple FanDuel plays as well that I think will be more viable on FanDuel than DraftKings. For the Cowboys, I really do expect their offense to be really good. I'm a little bit concerned about the defense. I know they did, obviously they traded Micah Parsons, the best pass rusher in the league. They did get Kenny Clark, so they are going to have a better run defense up front there. They got some draft picks, in the return as well. But I think Brian Schottenheimer, a lot of people hating on that hire, and I get it. He's not been a proven coach in the league, right? He's been an okay offensive coordinator, but I think they are going to let Dak Prescott sling the rock in this offense. I really, really do. I'm expecting big things from this offense, and of course, it all starts with CeeDee Lamb here, priced at 10.8K, 16.2 if you play him at captain. Now, a couple rules I would say there, because I am going to play some CeeDee Lamb captains. I think you have to do that on both sites. FanDuel really updated their showdown to make it more like DraftKings, but I think CeeDee Lamb is a great captain here. I know the price is a little bit tough. Now, if I was to play CeeDee Lamb at captain, I'm probably going to try to get Dak Prescott in the flex spot, right? So, let me just start this off real quick. I'd probably try to get Dak Prescott in that flex spot, and then I'd probably set a rule in your optimizer, or you could just do it by hand, whenever, is not have more than maybe 2 to 3 more pass catchers. I'd say no more than 2 pass catchers, even running backs, right? So, I don't want to play, if I'm playing CeeDee Lamb at captain, I probably don't want George Pickens and Jalen Tolbert, or George Pickens and Kevontae Turpin, or George Pickens and Jake Ferguson. It's possible, but the chances of that happening are very, very thin. So I avoid that for the most part here. I would want to probably have a bring back on the Eagles. So if I'm going CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott, salary is going to come into play here. So you probably want a little bit of a cheaper Eagle. So maybe I go with something like a Jahan Dotson. He's relatively nicely priced here as that third receiver for the Eagles. Something like that. You could maybe fit in a Devontae Smith here, and then you got to go find a couple other value plays. But that's probably what I'd want to do here, is have a bring back on that Eagles side. Let's go back to the Cowboys. Let's go kind of down the list here. Of course, Dak is great. He's a great cash game play. I think you kind of have to roster him in cash games. I try to get him and Jalen Hurts in my cash games if I can. George Pickens is a great GPP play. He probably won't make it for me as a cash game play, but GPP, I will definitely have a lot of shares of George Pickens, both in the flex in the captain spot. If you are going to run out Dak at captain, you probably want to double stack him. You can probably try to fit Lamb and Pickens together with the double stack, but maybe you want to look at a Jalen Tolbert or a Kevontae Turpin. This is a quick timeout to let you guys know that I've been a pro DFS player for over 5 years and have over $100,000 in career winnings. And now I'm giving away all my secrets, which you can check out at patreon.com/tdavisbrand. The link is also in the description below. It's going to give you a cheat sheet for every major slate of the NFL season. So Thursday Night Football, Sunday main slate, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, all the major slates, whether it be Showdown or the regular classic slates, you'll have access to my cheat sheet, as well as access to my private Discord where you can ask me anything fantasy football related. And I also have a NFL DFS ebook, How to Win at Daily Fantasy Football. It goes over every strategy you would want to win some cold hard cash this upcoming NFL season. We talk about things like bankroll management, contest selection, how to win GPPs, cash games, etc. So you can check that out at my Patreon shop as well. Javonte Williams, of course, I think is going to be the lead back here for the Cowboys to start the season. I look at him as like a first and second down back. I think Jadon Blue will kind of rotate in as that third down back, especially as we get later in the season. He's a great best ball pick, in my opinion, or a great season-long fantasy pick, because eventually he's going to get more snaps. But I think early on to start, you're going to get Javonte Williams as that first and second down back. And I think you'll see Blue and Sanders kind of rotate. So I would set a rule where I max one of Jadon Blue and Miles Sanders. I would definitely set a rule where I max one of them. You don't want to play them together as kind of that, that substitute back here behind Javonte Williams. I love me some Jake Ferguson. If you checked out my DFS preview video, you know that I absolutely love Jake Ferguson. I actually moved him up a lot in my best ball boards and my season-long boards. I think he's going to be really good. They just paid him a lot. And like I said, I think this Cowboys passing attack is going to be really good. It's going to be high volume, and that means good things for Jake Ferguson. So he is by far one of my favorite plays on this slate. I'm going to have him at that captain spot a good bit in lineups. Brandon Aubrey, of course, one of the best kickers in the league. Kickers are always a safe source of value on these showdown slates. In cash games, they're definitely in consideration for sure. I don't think I love the defenses here. Cowboys defense, I don't think is going to be that good, like I mentioned. Like I said, I think they can stop the run decent, but you got a high-powered Eagles offense defending Super Bowl champs. I'm going to be avoiding Cowboys defense for the most part. Then you got Jalen Tolbert, you got Kevontae Turpin. These guys are going to rotate in as that third receiver. Turpin they usually use as like a gadget guy, bubble screens, jet sweeps, things of that nature. He's the kick returner. He does have a high upside, right? He's a fast guy, like extremely fast speed. I remember watching him in the USFL, and this guy was electric. And he's electric as the Cowboys returner. So they'll use him in some gadget roles. It'll be interesting to see how Schottenheimer does use him. And then Jalen Tolbert, he's kind of out there as that third receiver. We haven't seen much upside from Tolbert so far in his career. He's kind of just out there running cardio in some respect. But he's viable on these showdown slates where he's going to be out there playing snaps. There's no doubt about that. You got Luke Schoonmaker as well, the backup tight end. He will get some snaps there. I know they have Span Ford as well. They have two tight ends. I think Shoemaker's okay on a showdown slate. You can definitely mix him in your player pool if you're playing a lot of lineups. I think he's viable to throw in there. I wouldn't use him too much as I think Ferguson is the main guy here. A couple other options here. Let's see if we have anything cheap. I mean, it's tough. The pricing is going to be pretty efficient here on this week one. The fullback Hunter Lepke, I think they would like. He's going to play fullback. They might, use him as like an H-back. He could catch a pass or two. At 400, he's worth, like, if you're playing 150 lineups, maybe you throw him in like 3 of your lineups, right? He's one of those options. It's not something I'd recommend too much, but something that, we could, he could be in there. He could fall into something maybe, but it's very unlikely. Then you have some other receivers, Ryan Flournoy, Jalen Brooks. These two guys might rotate in, but nothing to really get excited about.
Tired of getting blitzed by low energy? Power up with G Fuel. Zero sugar, insane focus, and clutch flavors to keep you locked in for all 4 quarters. Use the link in the description below for 20% off all G Fuel products and make sure to fuel your game today.
Then we go over to the Eagles here. Saquon Barkley, of course, one of the best players in the NFL, the most electrifying running back. It's going to be tough to fit Dak, Saquon, and Jalen in like your cash, even in any lineups. It's going to be tough to do that with these prices. So you got to kind of be smart about this. I think I lean Jalen Hurts here just in week one. Cowboys run defense should be pretty good. Pass defense is very susceptible. I think I lean Jalen Hurts, the tush-push factor. That's what I look at it here. But obviously, it's hard to not roster Saquon. You can play him at captain as well. Both these two guys, obviously Saquon and Hurts. Not much to say on these two guys. They're studs. You try to get them in all the lineups you can. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. I think if you're rocking Jalen Hurts at captain, you don't need a double stack with Brown and Smith. It's expensive. And Jalen Hurts, he could get there on his rushing ability, right? The tush push. He can run for some big first downs, like on third down, right? He can scramble. I don't think you necessarily need a double stack with those two guys because it does get expensive. But you can look at maybe like A.J. Brown and, of course, Dallas Goedert. You could look at A.J. Brown and a Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson is one of the better value plays on this slate. I don't think he has like major upside, but at 3,200, he can get you there with one big play, big play touchdown over the top, which definitely is in his, his capabilities, his potential outcomes. Devontae Smith, same thing. I'm going to rotate. So I'm going to have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith at captain for sure. I'd probably, like I did with the Cowboys, I usually like to make a rule where if I'm rocking one of these receivers at captain, I probably set a rule where I don't want, 2 or 3 more of the pass catchers. Same thing with Goddard. Same thing there. I'm probably not going to play Goddard and Calcaterra together. It's just unlikely that they both get there to reach their upside in tournaments. I think Goddard has a decent price for cash games as well. You got the Eagles defense. I definitely prefer the Eagles defense a little bit more than the Cowboys defense, so I might keep them in my player pool, but I'm probably going to avoid the defense for the most part on this slate. I believe the total is like 47, which is pretty good, pretty high for an NFL game. Jake Elliott, same thing as Aubrey, good kicker here. Weather should be pretty good opening night in Philly, so I'm not worried about the kickers. I think they're a great source of value. You have John Mechie and Jahan Dotson. I'd probably set a rule here where I max one of Mechie and Dotson. I don't believe, is Terrace Marshall going to be active? He's on the practice squad. We'll have to see if he's active. I think you're looking at Mechie and Dotson as your two values here, and I prefer Dotson. He's been in the system longer. I think as the year goes on, Mechie could replace him as that third receiver, but early on, Dotson knows the offense, knows the system. I expect him to get more snaps here and has, like I said, potential for a big play. A.J. Dillon, Will Shipley. You can keep them in your player pool. They'll probably get some carries here and there. I'm going to max one of them for sure. I think A.J. Dillon, obviously more likely to get those goal line carries. He'd be the guy I prefer on FanDuel if you're looking for a little bit of value where the touchdowns are so important on FanDuel. I look at A.J. Dillon. I do think Saquon Barkley is a great play on FanDuel. I think him and Hurts, I prefer them over Dak on FanDuel for sure. Yeah, A.J. Dillon, fine. Will Shipley, fine. Nothing really to get excited about. The price tags are a little bit more higher than I'd like. Like I said, I would max a rule of one for those two. Grant Calcaterra, same thing as Luke Shoemaker. You're getting actually a discount on Shoemaker here. I believe he's a little bit cheaper. Yeah, he's $800 cheaper. So much cheaper for Luke Shoemaker there. But both tight ends are definitely worthy to make the player pool. I think Kylan Granson could get some snaps here as the third tight end, but I'm not really too excited about it. And then nothing else here. These guys are all out or on practice squad. So I think overall in the slate, you're trying to pay up for your studs, of course, where you can. You mix and match them at your captain spot if you're playing a bunch of lineups. And value-wise, I'm obviously looking at the kickers. In high-scoring game, you always want your safe source of value with the kickers. I'm looking at Dotson. I'm maybe looking at a little Calcaterra and Mechie. I think Dotson right now and between Tolbert, Turbin, and Shoemaker. Those would be my best really bottom-of-the-barrel values. Obviously, the kickers are in play as well. I think Jake Ferguson at 5,200 is a phenomenal play. So that's it for first showdown here Thursday night. I'm going to get to the Friday night showdown as well on my channel, so make sure you check that out. But that's it for the Cowboys and Eagles. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, please comment, please subscribe. Follow me on all social media platforms at TDavisBrand. Check out the Patreon below as well if you want more in-depth analysis as well as access to my personal Discord. Appreciate you guys, man, so much. Keep it locked on the channel here for more videos. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go ahead and give this video a like. I appreciate it so much, as well as subscribe to the channel here on YouTube so you can check out all the videos that I have to offer.